This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk here with Athletic Director Troy Dannen. Troy, the academic year is over. Still some spring sports competing right now, but let's take a look back at the past year. Some big wins, some big accomplishments. From your perspective, some of the highlights from 2013-14 athletically.
Well, the nice thing is, and we talked about this at the start of the fall, is we always come in with high expectations at UNI, and I don't think we've ever met our expectations across an entire season. We went to the Sweet 16, but I think the coaches expected to win that game, and we've been to the semifinals, but the coaches expected to be in the championship game. So, you always look back and try to keep a perspective as to what you did accomplish. And in football, obviously we had a dearth of injuries, but we started off, the win over Iowa State. It's kind of gotten lost now, and maybe that's because Panther fans accept that as a regular occurrence, but it's not. It's an extraordinary thing that you can step up and beat an FBS opponent. Volleyball won a conference championship when I don't think anybody looked at the roster and looked at who we graduated the previous year and thought that this is a championship year, but yet it was. Both basketball teams finished third. Of course, we had a great season in wrestling. Ranked up in the top 5 and again a top 15 finish. And our running programs, I think there's a great base of young talent in our running programs right now. Soccer, it made great strides, took a step back this year, but I think what's happened in soccer is we built a foundation now that we can build on. And the first step we needed in soccer was to get to the conference tournament every year, and I think that foundation's set to do that. Hired a new tennis coach, very happy with where he's going. Softball wrapping up right now. So, all in all, my goal at the end of the year, I want to be in a position that other people wish they were as successful as we are, and I'm very proud of what our teams and our student athletes accomplished this year.
Very competitive in the Missouri Valley Conference across the board, but it's also fun as Panther fans to see us beat those teams from the power conferences, and there's a long list of the Iowas, the Iowa States, the Oklahomas that the Panther Athletic Department defeated this past year.
Wrestling had a couple of Big 12 wins. Of course, football had a Big 12 win. And I look at softball. Softball finished 5th in the regular season in our league. Beat Texas, who's a top 15 team, and beat Iowa and Iowa State. So, one, it speaks to the quality of our league, I think, but it speaks to the fact that we expect to be able to compete with no matter who we're matched up against. And that's one of the reasons why some of those schools don't want to match up against us anymore, because it really doesn't matter what we have or what we don't have. We just expect to go out and compete and be able to beat almost anybody we match up against, and our teams have done a great job of that.
I know something the new president, really stresses academically, and arguably more success academically in the classroom than athletically this year across the board, getting national recognition.
You're measured in a lot of ways. You're measured competitively, and I think most of the fans worry about that one, but internally we measure ourselves academically, we measure ourselves socially, we measure ourselves fiscally, and with 6 teams in the top 10% in the nation in APR this year. And if you really think about it, that means we're in the top 30 in the country in men's basketball and cross country and soccer and golf and volleyball. And when you think you're in the top 30, the first 10 are always the Ivy League schools. And then you have the Stanfords and Boston Colleges and Dukes, and you have the high major research institutions. What we're doing academically here flies under the radar screen, but it is stunning when you think that we had 6 teams in the top 10%. Nobody else in the Valley had more than 3, including 4 private schools. And of course, Iowa and Iowa State had 2 and 1 recognized nationally. So we're doing a great job in the classroom.
Facilities is a big part of your job. West Gym's looking good, and the Unidome's going to get some attention over the summer.
Right now, as we head into the summer, we have $2.6 million in facility projects going on. And, part of it was facilities. It's not just building the McLeod Center, but it's how do you keep them relevant and keep them up to date. So we've got locker room projects, competitive projects going on in the West Gym, a new video board in here to enhance fan experience, maybe give us some new opportunities to generate revenue. So we're continuing in an environment where there's not a lot of money. We're fortunate that we've had some donors step up, with the Blackhawk County Gaming Association to step forward, and we're able to do some things to keep our facilities on a level to help us stay competitive in the top 1, 2, or 3 in our league in every sport we have.
It was a good year in 2013-14 athletically and academically. We'll take a look at what next year has in store for Panther Athletics right after this. Stay tuned for more Panther Sports Talk.